Hey everybody, Paul from Scott Family Amazeum. I'm the marketing manager there, and tonight I am nowhere near the Amazeum. I am in the coolest place I've seen in a long time. I am at John's house.
Yep.
And John has turned his yard into the skeleton house. Actually, the whole house has skeletons on it. I'll show you that in a little bit. Yeah. But John is a perfect example of what we're trying to show you in these making in the real world videos. Is like, here's a guy who has a passion for something. He has figured out how to do it. Why he does it, I'm going to ask him in a minute, and I'm sure he's going to have a great answer for. But he's just one of those people that we find out in the real world who are taking their skills, learning new things, applying what they know, and coming up with just some really cool experiences. Why don't you tell us about, what is going on here?
Well, it all started with my wife. Halloween is her birthday. So it just so happened, now I call it her birth month. So we start October 1st and we run till October 31st. She wanted to do things and she didn't know how, and I did. It was just kind of a good mesh, if you want to call it that. We work well together as far as she has the vision and I have to build it or I have to help make it. That's how it works.
And I'm glad you used that word make, because we use that word a lot at the Amazeum about making and tinkering. And you mentioned earlier when you were working with your electronics that you kind of just either came about naturally, or it's just something you've kind of always loved to do, isn't it?
Yes. Oh, yes. No, I started out building motorcycles and from frame up. Started racing them at 5 years old and didn't understand how and what would make it faster, how to do this, what would make it louder, So my grandfather, thank goodness, was a tinkerer. And he explained so many things to me, that the voltage and what's regulated, and just it was amazing that he knew so much. But that's how it started, was I wanted to make sure that I could take something and repurpose it for what it wasn't meant to be to something that I wanted. And, there's just so many different things that you can do that if you just want to know, you can learn. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a real tinker's mindset right there.
Oh, yeah.
And, it's not the first time I've heard somebody say that, it was a grandfather who got them started in tinkering, because it used to be just, that's what you did.
Oh, yeah.
That's what you did. If you wanted something, it didn't exist, you had to figure out how to make it.
Yep.
And it's great that you carried on that tradition in such a cool way. Tell me a little bit about the technology that's involved.
So right now I'm using, I do have some Arduinos and I do have some Raspberry Pis, and I use a lot of low voltage for things that it's not meant to be for, that make it work. I also use projection mapping for the house. So instead of just throwing a video up on the house, it's actually contoured to the house so that it doesn't bleed light away from it. Kind of like the little projectors that they have where you can put them in the window and you can do that one window. The projection mapping, I can actually have it outside and I can do it anywhere on the house. I can turn it into a gingerbread house if I want to at night. I can turn it into a stone castle that collapses or catches fire. There's just so many neat things right now, and that technology's still not necessarily in its infancy, but I think it's just now getting to the point where it's more affordable. And other than that, it's just I try to incorporate anything I can with anything I can. It's just amazing.
Well, there's also a certain amount of art involved.
Yes.
There's art involved in the placement, where you put things, and I'm sure that some of these things were not purchased but created.
Yes. So that's where my wife comes in handy, because I can build it, I can do it, but it's still going to look horrible. And she has that eye where she's like, nope, you need to move the light over 1 inch. And then that makes the difference, or however it is, or we pose the skeletons up on the house, or we pose this, and it's just, she has a very good eye for that. I don't. I'm very mechanical in the way that my process works.
Yeah, well, we found a lot of times that, we talk about STEM skills, but there needs to be that art component too.
Absolutely.
You need to have somebody who can help, because realizing the vision a lot of times takes that other viewpoint, that other
you need
perspective.
The creativity.
Exactly.
Yes.
You need to have that creativity.
Yes.
You hear a lot of stories about engineers who are great at engineering, went to engineering school, are wonderful, but they build an ugly thing.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
It works perfectly.
Yes.
But they don't have any idea of how to make something aesthetically really, really beautiful.
Yeah, I'm guilty.
I wasn't trying to call you out or anything, but
just make it a box. It's no big deal.
Yeah, that's why we always talk about integrating the arts in STEM
Absolutely.
at the Amazeum. So we have that creativity component.
If you can find somebody with a good, happy balance of that person will excel at whatever they do. It's trying to find a balance between mechanical and beauty, and to try and find that happy balance is very difficult, especially in one person.
Yeah, I think that's why the importance of collaboration and working with a team with various skills, having that ability. I mean, it's tough sometimes, everybody likes to kind of own their thing.
Yes.
But if you can let go of that and bring in some people who have a different perspective or have a different talent, the end product is always so much better.
Absolutely, and I think that's where I'm very fortunate.
It's probably just about the right time to light up the yard, right?
Would you want to do that?
No. That's your creation. I'm gonna let you get it going.
Alexa, turn Halloween on. There you go.
John, it was so much fun talking to you.
It was good talking to you.
It was
Paul.
great. Thank you for taking the time tonight to talk to me about your creation, and especially talking about the importance of STEM skills and creativity, and how they can all come together, not just to create a wonderful experience for people, but just to help solve problems in general.
Yes.
All right, well, thank you so much.
Thank you, sir.
That's been another episode of Making and Tinkering the Real World. We will see you again next time with another local maker and tinkerer.